Okay, today what I thought I'd do is go ahead and explore what we can do in lab color. Now, there's quite a few things we can do to bump up the saturation in an image. Of course, the first one is we can bring up the curves dialog box, and we can do the typical S-curve contrast, like that. We can, let's see, we can bring up the hue saturation, and we can increase the saturation like so. But you know, these methods really have their limitations, and you can just go so far with them. And I'm going to show you some methods and techniques using the lab mode that we can go through and explore and really broaden your horizons when it comes to modifying an image and saturation. First thing we need to do is go up to the image mode, and I'm going to convert this to lab color. Okay. Now let's look inside what's actually inside the lab. Well, you got three layers here. You got lightness, A and B, and lightness is it's luminance, basically. It affects the tonal quality of the image, and that's about it. There is no color information in the lightness channel at all. A and B, A contains the red and green, and B contains the blue and yellow. And I'm going to explore those a little right here today with you, and show you the typical way that you can start to boost and the saturation of your image. Now, this image here was taken as a raw image, and it was unmodified. It was just taken directly straight out of the camera. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and try to improve the contrast and saturation of this image. It was not modified in Adobe Bridge at all. It was straight out of the camera as shot. So, alright, first thing I'm going to do is bring up my curves dialog box. Now, if you haven't already gone ahead and done so, convert your grid to a 10 by 10 square grid by simply holding down the Alt key and clicking on the grid area. First thing we're going to do is, in the lightness channels, is do that S-curve contrast. So I'm going to just bring up the highlights and bring down the shadows slightly. And let's take a look as I do that. I'm going to make the adjustments visually, and that looks good right about there. I can always come back later on and readjust it. So now I'm going to go into the A and B. Now the A channel, again, is, like I said, that this is going to control the red and green, and this is the A is the red, and the bottom portion is the green. So we're going to bump up these saturations right here, and let's see. Already I've seen an improvement. This is that's before and that's after. So I'm already beginning to see an improvement in the image. So let's go ahead and go into the B channel and do the same thing. We'll bring over two squares here, and this is the blue and yellow channel. This is the yellow, and now we're going to bring in some blue, and we kind of equalize them out here. Let's see what we got here. Now, the image looks good, except for just a little bit too much blue. So there's two ways we can do that. We can add a little bit more yellow or take away a little bit blue. Now, if you look at my grid here, as long as I'm keeping this line straight coming through right dead smack in the center, I'm good to go. So I'm just going to mark that right there, here. Okay, I'm going to put a little grid there. So I'm thinking that maybe there's a little too much blue here, so let's take some of the blue out. And maybe we can even warm it up a little bit by bringing up some more yellows here. So if I go up here, this is going to warm it up, and this is going to cool it down, bringing it down over here with the blue. So I'm gonna need to warm this up just slightly, just to take care of that blue right there. All right. So that looks good right there. All right. So let's take a look at what we have, what we've done so far. If we go into the history panel, this is what we began. Oops. That's what we began with, and that's what we ended up with. That's what we began with, and that's what we ended up with. So go ahead and start experimenting. Go ahead and start exploring what you can do in the lab. And also, don't forget to convert that back to RGB, so you can go ahead and work on that with all the other regular filters. So, thank you very much.